Yo, what's going on? What's going on? All right, so before we begin, of course, hit the subscribe button. If you can hit the subscribe button with your knuckles, you're an excellent puncher with knockout accuracy, as usual. You already know me, A6, aka Lee Hums. Here's the thing. Today I wanted to talk about, first off, some craziness. You notice I'm in a different car. This is actually a rental. Car got broken into. I think it was Friday night. I woke up Saturday morning to go to work. I had noticed that the car was like already unlocked. And I'm like, yo, I could have sworn I locked this car when I went in the house. Man, when I came out next morning, the car's doors was unlocked. I go to put the key in the ignition. There is no ignition. They tried to steal the car and they smashed the ignition lock cylinder and also destroyed the immobilizer switch, which if you know cars, the immobilizer switch is like an anti-theft device. So if they try to like destroy the lock cylinder, the immobilizer ring runs around the lock cylinder. So once they pull that out, the immobilizer gets destroyed. If there's no communication with the immobilizer, the car is not going to start. So I mean, I'm guessing, like, judging by the fact that I had a bunch of stuff in the car too, like I had an expensive radar detector in it, still in there. I had a PSP in it also. And then I also had my glove box had some stuff in it too, but none of that stuff was missing. Like, all that stuff was still in there. It looks like the only thing they tried to do was steal the car and destroy the lock cylinder to do so. So with that said, it had to be either one, a person that had a grudge with me and just wanted to fuck my car, or two, it had to have been a kid, like a youngin' that didn't know how to steal cars very well. And I'm leaning more towards the youngin' because I had a neighbor I had a problem with not too long ago, but they moved not too far away from here. But I don't know, I feel more it's more believable to me that maybe some young kids wanted to steal a car or some shit like that. And if you know anything about cars in the 90s, they were really easy to steal because they didn't have immobilizer chips. All they mainly had was like the lock cylinder. You could just smash in with a screwdriver and carry a wire over and jump start it. But newer cars aren't like that. They created anti-theft devices to prevent that stuff. So bad news is, yeah, it got broken into, but they ended up totaling the car. The car wasn't very high in value, wasn't worth a lot. So what ended up happening was the repairs costed more than it costed to fix the car. So I mean, no big deal. I have full coverage anyway, so they pretty much gave me the value of the car now. So I'm in a rental right now. It's a Nissan Altima. It's not a bad rental. I actually like it. Hold on, let me make this left. I actually like it. It's very comfortable. It's got a nice spacious feel on the inside, and it's got a very smooth ride. And these are all things I look for in a vehicle when I drive. Jeez, there's a lot of traffic up in here. So basically what I wanted to discuss otherwise today, I saw Charlamagne the God and Breakfast Club's Donkey of the Day. And I think it was for today, as a matter of fact. Thank you. And basically it was a guy that in Florida, he had an ex-girlfriend. She broke up with him when he broke up with her, something like the way the story goes, I'm assuming she left him because what Joe did was crazy. So she moved on, but this guy was like obsessive or what have you. So they didn't give the specifics out for the story, but the gist of the story was they broke up and the new guy had lived in Chicago. So this guy gets on a plane to go to Chicago and find this other dude. Hits him in the head, finds him in the street first off, somehow finds him in the street with his address and the whole 9 yards. Hits the guy in the head with a tire iron and breaks his skull and shit. Then carves his name in his leg while he's unconscious and cuts his dick off. Yo. Man, here's the thing. And I talked about the damn MGTOW movement before, and I said I was for and against it. This would be one of the reasons I'm for the MGTOW shit, because yo, that is a crazy cost to pay. Like, I don't know what this guy's involvement was, or if he was talking shit. He probably was talking shit to the ex-boyfriend or some shit, and the dude pulled up, and he pulled up with some crazy shit. Bro, ain't no female worth losing your dick. That's crazy, man. That is insane. Yo, if I had to choose between brain damage for the rest of my life and not having a dick, Give me the brain damage. And you can ask any man this, sensible man this shit, because yo, do you know how much self-esteem and ego problems and mental health issues you'll have from not having a dick for the rest of your life? That's crazy. That is absurd, yo. Oh my gosh. I can only imagine. And dudes survived that shit too. Man, listen, if I was conscious and it said something like shit like, God forbid, which fuck that, but if that shit happened to me and I was conscious, man, when the doctors came and tried to stop the bleeding, I'd have been smacking their hands away like, don't you fucking touch me. You let me bleed out and die with dignity, goddammit, because fuck that. That's crazy. Crazy. Man, what the, yo, people in Florida are bananas, and Charlamagne the God have been saying that for a minute, yo. People in Florida are absolutely goddamn crazy. Out of their minds. I actually, at one point, I had thought about moving to Florida. I'm glad I didn't, man. Whatever's in that water, man, people are bananas. It's like fucking insane, man. So, with that said, fuck that. And the interesting thing was, on the Breakfast Club, females don't have a general understanding for how important sex is to like men as a primal instilled program in our brains from birth. Like, most women have no clue. Like, a heterosexual man is programmed with that shit at birth. I had to say probably deep down in the back of maybe even a homosexual man probably at some point. You know, a lot of homosexual men actually have kids. So that's a given. But anyway, like I was saying, yo, the girl Angela Yee, she said, yeah, and the sad part about this story is the man has permanent brain damage. I'm like, and then Charlamagne right on cue is like, yo, the sad part of the story is the man don't have a dick. DJ Envy said the same shit. Like, yo, he don't have a dick. Fuck brain damage. He doesn't have a penis. Bro. Oh, man. That shit was crazy. They actually had to sit down and explain to her how having a penis, not having a penis was worse than having brain damage for the rest of his life. If you were a female and you were watching this, you have no fucking idea. No idea. You just don't have a clue. And you probably won't ever have a clue. But, yo, I would much rather have permanent brain damage than to have my dick missing. Fuck that. At least at the end of the day, if I got brain damage, I can drool and hold my dick in one hand. Fuck that shit, man. That shit's crazy. But yo, yeah, that's absurd, man. So what do y'all think about that whole story, man? If you know any details, put them in the comment section. And you know, if you got any, if I messed up any parts of the story or some shit like that, or of course if I left shit out, I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of shit that was left out of the story. But yeah, put it down in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think, yo. This story actually was fucked up, man. This world's crazy. Crazy world we live in, man. But let me jump back and finish driving up here to make these life situations happen. So, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what your opinion is on this topic. I'll probably be coming at you guys for the next couple days with another update, another video. All right, peace out, yo. One.